Yo, what is good, y'all? Welcome back to the airport. Welcome back to a brand new video. We are here. We are back. And listen, man, we got to talk about Kelel Ware because the Miami Heat have just found their newest gem in Kelel Ware. Now, I know a lot has been going on with the Heat, with the whole Jimmy Butler, the news and all that stuff. All that, we can just put aside for one day, please, because I'm kind of tired of talking about that. But especially right now when we've just had an amazing performance by this team against the Spurs. And Kelel Ware, man, take a bow. Listen, led the team in scoring. I think he led both teams in scoring, if I'm not wrong. He was just everywhere. He was everywhere, and he deserves a lot of credit. I mean, Kelel Ware, this is a guy that has been a pretty... If you watch college basketball, Kelel Ware has been a pretty common name for someone to know who's watched college basketball since he committed to Oregon. He's a five-star who committed to Oregon, and then Oregon didn't work out. Then went to Indiana. Mike Woodson brought the best out of him. And then after that, drafted to Miami. A lot of people were like, listen, Bam can play the 4, Ware can run the 5. And then a lot of people were right because we saw it today. But it took us 40-ish games for us to find this recipe of Bam and Ware playing together. And we have found it. You know, it took us 40 games. It should not have taken us 40 games, but it did. But we found it. You know, it's better late than never. And this should be the front court pairing for the Miami Heat for the rest of the season and for the foreseeable future, for the years to come forward. Because Bam Adebayo and Kelel Ware together is like Oreos and milk. It's like peanut butter and jelly. You know, it's just like they just complement each other so well, bro. Like Bam and Ware defensively. Let me tell you why. Because Kelel Ware defensively is a really good rim deterrent and a rim protector. You know, he's not the most mobile. He's not the most, agile defensively, but he is a paint presence. So when anybody is driving to the rim, you see a 7'1" Kelel Ware just camping out in the paint. He can alter any shot possible at the rim. Bam Adebayo is pretty much the opposite of Kelel Ware as a defender. Kelel Ware is a really good rim protector. Bam Adebayo's versatility is his biggest asset. He is able to guard 1 through 5, and he is his best when he is playing as a free safety type of defender, where he can come from multiple directions. Pause, bro. God damn. He can make sure he appears from multiple directions. He can make sure that he he just covers up a lot of space. He is very agile, mobile. He's not, your prototypical big. He's very versatile as a forward/center player. To me, he's a forward. We've been playing him at center for the most of his career, but we have a center now who you can play him alongside. So defensively, the pairing is elite. Offensively, they don't get in each other's way. Kelel can play on the perimeter. Kelel can also play on the interior. Bam can play in that mid-post elbow area. He can also play in the interior. They don't conflict with each other in any way, shape, or form. I mean, that pairing is elite. We've seen it. I don't have the advanced stats in front of me, but I'm pretty sure the net ratings were extremely positive when Kelel Ware was playing with Bam Adebayo in the same lineup together. I know it is because we came back. We were down by 13 points, and then we inserted Kelel Ware and Bam Adebayo into the same starting lineup, and you saw the results. I mean, we didn't trail for the rest of the game. We just took the lead and we stormed back, and that was the reason, because of that two big lineup right there. And you see a lot of teams who have been successful running the 2 big lineup, namely the Cleveland Cavaliers this season with Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen. Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen, Mobley is starting to expand his range, but they don't really possess too much of a different skill set offensively from each other. I know Jarrett Allen's a lob threat exclusively, and Evan Mobley can do a lot more than Jarrett Allen, but they don't operate in massively different areas. Jarrett Allen operates mostly in the paint, but Evan Mobley operates in the elbow, sometimes in the paint as well. I think Bam Adebayo and Kelel Ware can honestly do similar stuff to them. We've seen it have success, and defensively, don't even mention it. It's the same thing defensively. Jarrett Allen will be that rim protector. Evan Mobley is very versatile. He can guard multiple positions. It's the same thing. It's the same exact thing. You're seeing it in Cleveland. They're the number 1 seed for a reason in the East, and you're seeing you can see it in Miami if they decide to implement this for the long run. Now, the only problem with this is that we just do not have a backup center now. if Kelel Ware starts. Kevin Love is, I guess, the de facto backup, but he's a little bit older. So I think we would have to go get a backup center, or maybe try to, get. I'm not sure if we're developing one in the G League, or I don't think so, because our two ways have gone to Keshad, Josh Christopher, and no, I think Isaiah Stevens did get the two-way, right? Yeah. So, we probably need a center, a backup center that can play, who can play as a true backup, or maybe they plan on running small ball at the 5 or 9-man rotation. I don't know, but I don't think a backup center is like the biggest issue. I think the starting lineup being fixed with Kelel Ware and Bam Adebayo is a big plus. Jimmy has looked, on and off. He looked pretty bad in the first half of the last game. He looked good in the second half, and then he looked good tonight whenever he played. You can see he still doesn't really look like, he doesn't look happy. I'll say that, but I'm not really worried about that right now. Like, we know he wants a trade. They're trying to work on finding him a trade. Until then, I don't really think it's best that we constantly keep talking about the Jimmy situation, because it's exhausting. To me, at least to me, it's like, bro, we have been through so many weeks of this discourse about Jimmy, Pat Riley, Shams, his agent. Like, I don't really care about it anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Jimmy gets traded, he gets traded. If not, he'll get traded in the offseason. He is not going to finish his career in Miami. I think that's pretty obvious, unfortunately. But he will get traded at some point. It's just a matter of when. Now, if he's not traded by the deadline, it's going to be tough to, have a player on the team who doesn't want to be here. But if he's professional like he was tonight, then that's fine. All we need to, we don't need him to laugh and smile and jump up with joy all the time. We just need him to just play professional, play engaged, and do his job, because he's getting paid money to play basketball. So he needs to just play basketball and hoop like he said he was going to do after the Denver loss, and then we'll see what happens. That's all I have to say about the Jimmy stuff. I know there's a lot of stuff that's going on about, he said, she said, reports from outlets left and right. Listen, all that can be said. All that is fine, but I don't want any of that to take away from the development of our young pieces, because we have seen some strides from a lot of players like Kelel Ware, Nikola Jovic, and some other players as well. Hero, I feel like, wasn't really himself in the first quarter or first half. I mean, they were face guarding him a lot. I feel like the starting lineup for the future can be complete when we find that replacement for Jimmy Butler. So that small forward, I guess, to play alongside Hero, Bam, and Ware. And then, if that's Jaime Jaquez, that's fine. But Jaime Jaquez hasn't really shown me enough this season to tell me that he's the small forward of the future. And then the point guard position, I know Duncan Robinson is playing the 2 and Hero's playing the 1 right now. But I feel like with Tyler Hero, you want your ideal fit next to Tyler Hero should be a defensive-minded guard who can shoot the ball really well. So, like, when I'm talking about that, I'm talking about like a Jalen Suggs archetype. I'm talking about a player like that who can shoot the ball, guard, and can handle the ball as well. I know that's a very rare attribute, but there are a couple of players in college basketball that are showing that this season. We don't have our pick, unfortunately, if we make the playoffs, so that's probably not going to be the case for us to go draft a guy. Rozier hasn't really been able to shoot or defend at a high level this season. He shot the ball well tonight, and whatever he's done to his shot overnight has worked, so hopefully he sticks with that. But he's not the answer to me at that other guard position. So we have, I think, 3 out of our 5 spots for that starting lineup of the next few years filled out with Hero, Bam, and Ware. Like, the next 2 spots, you could put a Nikola Jovic in, you could put a Jaime Jaquez in, you could put a Haywood Highsmith at the 3. But yeah, some size would be good at that forward position, and then at that guard position, I think a defensive-minded player who can shoot the ball. Jalen Suggs would have been perfect on this team. Honestly, like someone with that attribute. Even I don't know if Colin Sexton, how his shooting numbers have been this season, but he's always been a pesky defender. Alonzo Ball, if he was healthy, like obviously he's past his prime now, which is kind of tough to say because he's still very young, but y'all know who I'm talking about, like that archetype and mold of player. But yeah, going back to Kelel Ware, man, what a game, what a player. He's honestly just growing in front of our eyes. Can shoot the ball, can handle size. He's not afraid of Wembanyama. We saw him take it to Wemby. He was going band for band with Wembanyama. I mean, it's incredible to see as a fan of his and a fan of the Heat. He's athletic. He can run the floor. His motor looks like it's improved, which has been the biggest concern with him was his motor, but it looks like it's improved. His rebounding has improved. So I'm happy. I'm very happy with Kelel Ware. I'm happy with the Ware and Bam minutes because they just look like the new modern age two bigs playing together. They just look so good, man. I mean, I'm so happy that we're getting to see them on the floor together. That's what I'm looking forward to for the rest of the year. I know the team probably is not going to have any championship, hopes. I mean, they probably are, but I don't, as a fan, have any championship hopes for this team. But my championship will be Kelel Ware just blossoming and developing into an absolute stud right in front of our eyes. So let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts are about Kelel Ware, about the future of him and Bam Adebayo partnership in the front court, and what the Heat needs to do in the future to enhance that. I'll see y'all later as always, man. Peace.